Quick, can you think of a movie where a guy has a gun attached to his arm and a rocket launcher in his knee, where he fights a girl that can shoot rockets from between her legs and a guy with a nuclear detonator as a groin? Bzz, too slow. The answer is Yakuza Weapon, and that is the movie I'll be talking about in this review. This is another crazy new wave Japanese action movie along the lines of Gothic and Lolita Psycho. It's stylish, it's gory, and it's non-stop. It doesn't take itself seriously, but is it a fun movie? Watch on to find out what I thought of Yakuza Weapon. Yakuza Weapon is based on a Japanese manga called Go Kudo Heiki by the late Ken Ishikawa, known for his work with the well-known manga artist Go Nakai, who created the popular super robot genre. And there are certainly elements of a different type of super robot in Yakuza Weapon. In this movie adaptation of the manga, the usual mecha robots they're known for have been swapped out with Shozo, Japan's toughest Yakuza ever.
Sorry, I had to double cross you. But it was just business. Nothing personal. You think you're gonna beat me with that little wooden stick? What?
Shozo returns to Japan after the murder of his father, the head of the Iwaki family, at the hands of Kurawaki, who rejects the notion of chivalry and loyalty and double-crosses the Iwaki patriarch in the name of business. After a bloody showdown with Kurawaki, Shozo is left without an arm and a leg. But a secret agency of the Japanese government step in to save the day, implanting an M16 Vulcan Gatling gun in his right arm and a rocket launcher in his left knee. Craziness and wackiness ensues, including some very gory and humorous fighting scenes, including a very impressive 4-minute long one-cut fighting scene in the locker room and hallways of the government building after Shozo has completed his robotic transformation. Considering the shooting schedule on this movie was just 12 days, creating and filming a scene like this is no small task. This movie is heavy on the manga comic elements. Shozo essentially can't be killed, and even mortal wounds don't stop him. He has an insane ability to shoot and hit targets, including the impressive spinning grenade fired at a moving helicopter. His implanted Vulcan Gatling gun also makes light work of his enemies, turning them into blood splatters in the matter of seconds. Helping Shozo along the way are his two sidekicks and soon-to-be bride, Naoko. While being a tough character in her own right, it's unfortunate that the latter half of the movie relegates her to a damsel in distress who constantly requires being saved. Following the tradition of our main character, our main villain, Kurawaki, is also seemingly unkillable. He survives the helicopter explosion but is confined to a wheelchair. But that doesn't stop him. With the help of his brother and a special drug, he's able to control the minds of his army to try and stop our hero. When that fails, his second last ace up his sleeve is Shozo's blood brother and fighting rival, Tetsu. In one of the more ridiculous fighting scenes you'll ever see in a movie, Tetsu takes on Shozo with the reanimated body of his naked and dead sister, who has also been given a few weapon implants of her own, including a gun in her mouth, a rocket launcher between her legs, and a Gatling gun in her neck. It's crazy stuff, and it's something that will have you muttering only in Japan out loud. Unusually for a film like this, there is heavy use of CGI in place of the usual practical effects. While it's easier and more environmentally friendly nowadays to use computers for explosions and other destruction-based effects, there's also a heavy use of CGI for blood and exploding bodies. However, this could be due to the very tight shooting schedule and budget that would have made practical effects for scenes like these prohibitive. There's also a pacing issue with this film. Coming in at 106 minutes, it's probably about 15 minutes longer than it needs to be. Some scenes feel like they drag on for too long and could use a tighter edit, especially in the first half of the movie where there is a lot of story exposition. While this does add to the overall immersion of the film and helps those not familiar with the manga to get up to pace with the fans, it means that the scene where Shozo undertakes his surgery happens at around the halfway point of the movie. With the title, tagline, and description, you know what you're getting with this movie. It's a fun ride that just could have been a bit shorter, but still worth the effort to watch. If you enjoyed Gothic and Lolita Psycho, you'll enjoy this. At the end of this video, you'll find some extra material for Yakuza Weapon, including interviews, extra scenes, a making of, and more. Check them out and leave a comment below to tell us your thoughts of this movie. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see more movie reviews like this. And you can also follow us on the subreddit Asian Film Fans and Instagram.